Welcome back, everyone. Well, I have to confess something. We're not going to be able to stop smiling throughout this whole interview, as you're about to find out, because something so amazing happened last night in Saratoga that at the last minute, at the end of the event last night, Sonny and Teddy and I said, we got to get on. You got to come on Look TV, and we got to tell people what happened. Okay, is that enough suspense for you? First, welcome, Sonny. Welcome, Teddy. Great to have you here.
Thanks, Jesse.
Universal Preservation Hall. You might remember Teddy was here a couple of months ago. We were talking about the capital campaign. Mm-hmm. You're about $1 million short.
Right.
The mission, should you choose to accept it, as they say, was to try to close that gap.
Right.
You're so good at what you do that you know that you have to get him involved to be able to make those kind of phone calls and put an event together, the kind of event that you did last night to be able to close that gap. That is phenomenal.
Thank you.
So,
it was amazing.
It was.
And I couldn't have done it without Sonny.
I know. So, okay, so let's start someplace. You've been involved at Universal Preservation Hall for 10 years, I think it's what you told me, right? And in that time, you've seen a whole bunch of things go on. Just very briefly, give me that history.
When I came on the board, things were going really well. That was in 2006. And then the recession hit in 2008, and things didn't go well, and the project pretty much stalled. Some work had been done, but not all. Right. And it took us a while to get our momentum going, but then in 2011, 2012, I started talking to Mr. Bonacio here, and we thought we'd try a few different things, and motivation changed everything. We changed our destiny. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? If you want to get all the traffic on the Northway to start going in the other direction, just call him. That's all you have to do.
Thanks, Jess.
Sonny and I think I've known each other for about 20 years now, give or take a decade. So when you got involved, you saw a need there, right? Mm-hmm. What was the need, Sonny?
Well, I mean, the building, if you haven't been in the building, you have to go in the building. It's amazing. And the building was underutilized. It's right in our downtown urban core. It was an opportunity to bring live 12-month-a-year live music to Saratoga Springs. Right. We have Cafe Lena, which is a small venue, and this was that medium-sized venue that properties like the Egg and Troy Music Hall have for different communities, and the GE Theater down in Schenectady plus Proctor's. There was our opportunity to get that going, which is such an economic driver. And for me, you know, Jess, how hard I work on bringing people to downtown cities, mostly my hometown, Saratoga. So that was what my lure was, plus working with Teddy, and then you know, the magic lightning bolt is Philip Morris.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's just I've sat on boards and we've been friends for years, but once that trio got together, it was just full steam ahead. You know, just don't stop.
You know, and I want to fill our viewers in. I've interviewed Philip here. Philip Morris is runs Proctor's.
He's the CEO of Proctor's,
yeah. Right? I know he's got a title and everything else. Bottom line is that he's one of the guys. He's as creative as can possibly be. He's got the kind of firepower you have. The two of you together are phenomenal. So we're going to tell you about that. Last night at Universal Preservation Hall, a bunch of people from the community were invited together. They set the main hall up, and you have to go see this place to know what I'm talking about. They set it up for a little theater in the round. Sonny and Phil Morris got on stage and just started talking to the crowd, and the crowd started talking back. And as they started to talk back, all of a sudden, you started raising money. What did that feel like?
It was remarkable. It really was remarkable because we wanted to paint the picture of what this theater space was going to be like when it was done. Yeah. And people got it. They really got it. And they saw the power of the people on the board and those that have believed in us for so long. It was really, I've never seen anything like it. It was a remarkable event.
You know, a number of people were there. I don't even want to try to give names, but I do want to mention one person because Mike Finney, who's an architect in town, very, very talented architect, a lot of people got up and used the opportunity to talk about their feelings for Saratoga, their feelings for the arts, whether it's Cafe Lena or whether it's SPAC, you know, and the need to have a wonderful, unique facility for 12 months a year that would help promote and bring the community together in the arts. And he had a wonderful thing to say, and he was only one of many people that had to say that. So before long, you got Sonny and you got Phil Morris wandering around on this stage, working the crowd. I didn't know you were an entertainer. I knew you were entertaining, but I didn't know you were an entertainer.
It was the best show in town last night.
It was. And then all of a sudden they hit the mark, and there's this scream that comes from the back of the place. That was you.
Yeah, no, it was really amazing. We worked so hard on it, and about a month before last night, I think it was a collective between me, Philip, and Teddy. We just said, you know what, we're just gonna let's just finish this. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like it was an option. We were like this. We had $750,000 to raise to finish the $5.6 million total campaign, and we just set our eyes on a goal. And we the phone calls and the meetings that we had over the last month, we didn't know if we were going to get over the top, but that's what our intent was. And we went into the room and we were able to raise the $750,000.
And you did it. Now, moving forward, I want to talk about next steps. You've raised the money. How? What's going to happen next?
So now we will get busy with the paperwork, and I believe that we're going to try to close by the end of the first quarter of 2017. Our drawings are all done. We've got to get into the process of all the other paperwork has to be done before construction. Then we will close probably at the end of the first quarter for a year and have a fabulous opening night of the new Universal Preservation Hall sometime in 2018. So we're very excited.
Yeah, and we all have reason to be very excited as well, because it's going to be theater in the round. And if any of you know that, that's a very unique setup for a theater where the artist really works 360 degrees, gets to know the audience, and the audience gets to know the artist in a very unique way.
Yeah, I learned that last night.
Boy, yes, you were good, man.
You
worked the stage. I loved it. And they're going to do work on the acoustics and everything else. And again, the partnership with Proctor's and Phil Morris really just rounds it out.
Yeah, so when we reopen, we're bringing Proctor's to Saratoga.
Exactly right, and I want to mention that. Well, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And also thank you for a last minute coming in. You know, I just wanted everybody to know this. So,
oh, Jesse.
It was great. So thank you, Teddy. Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you. It's great.
That's it. I'm still smiling. And if you want to see this interview again, you're going to have to go to our website, looktvonline.com.